そになくした人いる。でもアジロの人忠実。何故アンジュがわしの村の窮状に気を病んでおるのじゃ。
He cares about people.
己の敵に復讐したいのではないのか。
Yes, not innocent people.
My name is Mariko.
船を燃やしたのはアンジン殿の敵ではないと申しています。
It was Mariko-sama, so she made an arrangement in Osaka to trade my survival for the destruction of my ship. 処刑正しくない。これ以上血はいらない。俺の行く瀬はいかがいたすつもりじゃ。私の戦、つまらぬ戦。
He's not placing himself first.
何故？わしに忠義を尽くさぬのが我が所領でのうのうと息をしておる程度に、ただ手をこまねいておられようか。何をしておる？
You know.
I was the desperate one. 私自身、村人を島間。何様のつもりじゃ。ならぬ。Don't you understand? I came here to use you. To use you! From the day I set foot on your shores, I fed you shit. I fed you shit.
You think that you understand Toranaga since the beginning, in fact? You know Toranaga, why he's doing all that.
私アンジンはこの命をもって吉井虎長によるこの村への
He's using your own rules, your own things. I think that the spy, the samurai, you know, maybe did it.
あの船を立て直し、わしのために水軍を作るわよ。
走り者は決して絶やさぬとお誓い申し上げまする。
わしは息子に恵まれなんだが、お主のことを息子のように思っておった。
Oh.
わしの実践力を。
Pretty sure that Mariko's one is better. It's really a poem, right?
滝川は楽な植えるなのみさらせ、飢えたる犬の腹を満たせ。
見事な句であろう。
叔父上には多くのことを教わりました。
その教えもこれにてしまいじゃ。ああ。わしの意志で。
I knew you would give something else than a poem at some point.
できれば拙者も生き延びて身とございましたぞ。友の計りごとがどんなようなものであれ、うまくいく様、おいの初陣も、安心が船を燃やしてキリシタンどもを海で打ち負かした頃も、この先見たいことがまたありました。壊さねばならなかったのじゃ。あの世、見張りの者どもに火薬をまくよう命ずるのはそう難しいことではなかった。
You did it?
が教会に話をつけ、わしは
With Mariko. That's why I thought that it might be the spies that Toranaga would have, you know, told him to do so. It was to test him.
いつか種明かしをするやもしれない。 その頃にはあやつは船を立て直しておいであろうが、わしはそれをまた壊さねばならぬである。あやつは一生日の本から出られぬ宿命であろうな。一体どのような心地がするものでございましょうか。殿は全ての風を欲しいままに操っておられる。
Always have a plan.
わしは風を操っておりません。読むだけじゃ。ここで皇帝でございまするか。うまくいくかもしれませんが、拙者にはどうしたら勝てるのか。これだけ共にやってまいったのじゃ。そなただけは目の前でなされている策に気づくと思っておったぞ。
Commit Lady Ochiba.
ロシアが結束しておる限り、大阪に軍を送るなどもってのほか、それはすなわち死を意味する。そこでわしは女子一人を送り込み、軍勢にもできぬことをさせたのじゃ。そなたには見えぬか。これから何が起こるか。これよりおよそ一月のうち、我らは関ヶ原にて敵と対峙いたす。
Okay. You said we, meaning that Yabushige is also right?
そなたの申す通り、お世継ぎの軍が石堂側につけば、わしの軍勢に勝ち目はない。じゃが、マリコ殿のお声のおかげで、落ち葉の方は石堂との盟約に嫌気がさし、この日石堂には掲げる見旗がない。大老衆は刀すら抜く前に石堂に背を向けるである。そしてようやくわしの夢見た時代が来る。築き上げるは戦のない太平の世じゃ。
A war without any blood.
これは我ら皆で成し遂げたのじゃ。そなたもわしもマリコも海の向こうから来たあの安心さえも。あやつを殺してしまおうと思ったことは何だったが思いとどまった。あやつに値打ちがあるからではない。あやつはわしを笑わせるし。
We never saw you last seeing that we.
アンジンと初めて会った時、あやつが何と申したか覚えてるか。わしが戦うても望みはないのでやめておけと申した時、己が勝てる望みはある。勝てば全て思いのままになる。将軍の小さいも、それが殿の彼というの望みであったのでございますが、本当のことを語ってください。墓場まで持ってまいりますゆえ。死人に先々の話をして何とする。
You're gonna kill him now? Not by seconding him, but by killing him. That's the death that you won't see. Oh no. And in fact, that last question, you know, it's almost a confession of yes, that's what I want to be in the future, the Shogun and that.
ずっと一生。
Together, you're doing it together. I hope that it's gonna bring you peace, Fuji-sama.
最後に触れるのはハンジ様の手にいたしましょう。
keep the purse? Oh! Yes.
Yes. Yes, this is wonderful. Raise your arms.
Nech. At the end of this season. That's a good final episode, you know, for the season. It can allow them to have a season 2, as well as the show can end like that, it's gonna be okay. For sure, we would want to see how Toranaga became, you know, the Shogun. We want to see the Anjin building this ship. We want to see, for example, the evolution of his relationship with Mariko's husband. We would want to see more things about the next battles plans that Toranaga is gonna do or don't do. Like, for sure we would want to see it, but at the same time, if we don't have it, it's okay. I think that really they prepared the end of this season like that. Like, we can have one, if we don't have one, we're already telling you what is gonna happen. In fact, through that speech that Toranaga made to Yabushige, we can imagine, okay, everything is gonna happen like that, like he said. So if we don't have a season 2, in fact, we already know what is gonna happen. Not for the Anjin, you know, not for his ship, his relationship with Mariko's husband, and for him for the future. But at the same time, how this episode ended, you know, with that old guy dying, remembering stuff when he was in Japan. In fact, it means that he came back home at some point. It means that he lived big adventures that we didn't see. So again, it's a promise that a season 2 could be interesting, but at the same time, if we don't have it, we can imagine stuff that happened and his end as well. Do you understand what I mean? We have Toranaga's end and we have the Anjin's end already during this episode. For sure, we miss what is happening, truly, but it's okay if we don't have it. Yabushige's death, like, first, the fact that he didn't want to die like that for me, it's really, really important. Because the subject of dying, how you are dying, it's the main subject of this show since the episode 1, since the first scene, since that captain, you know, the Anjin's captain, killed himself because he didn't want to starve, he didn't want to be sick, you know, and to die on that boat. So he decided to kill himself because for him it was more honorable to die like that, it was a better death. And end of this same episode 1, you had Yabushige ready to kill himself because he couldn't swim and he was afraid of dying during that moment. And same for him during that moment, it was a better death. And that thing that the Anjin couldn't understand at the beginning of the episode 1, at the end of the same episode 1, he admired Yabushige who could do something like that. And at several occasions during this season, that subject, is coming back. With Mariko's husband, facing death in Osaka, with, running into the battle with all of these warriors in front of him. With also Mariko herself, who wants to kill herself, who wants to have the right to kill herself, who is not doing it because during entire years she could have killed herself, just like that. But no, she wants the right to do it because she wants to do it in an honorable way. Even the previous episodes, all of this, I'm gonna kill myself, but in fact no, but in fact I'm gonna get killed. It's also the subject, the main subject about dying with honor. And right there, for Yabushige to refuse it, for me, it meant a lot in the sense that losing his mind, being afraid, and being Yabushige also, he didn't consider that as an honorable death. He wanted to die being destroyed by cannons, He preferred to die in an epic way than into an honorable way. I'm not blaming him in the sense that the real Yabushige is the one that we saw at the end of the episode 1, the one ready to do it. Right there, we saw how guilty he felt about Mariko's death. We saw that he was losing his mind. Then he was just afraid of facing Toranaga, and because he knew what would come, his death. So it was a desperate man trying to avoid death, and maybe he thought that if Toranaga would offer him a death like that, maybe he would find another way to escape. I'm not blaming Yabushige because we know the real one, and in fact the real one is into these last conversations that he had with his nephew about the fact that he's proud of him, he's making him his heir, all of that. About his poem, and the fact that it's okay to be left right there, his dead body to be eaten by dogs, it shows a little how he saw himself. During all of this time we saw him betraying people, acting like a snake and all, following his own ambitions and trying stuff. And again, I think that Toranaga respected him for that. At multiple occasions, Toranaga suspected him to be a traitor, but he kept him. And in fact, when Toranaga's son told him, "Why are you keeping him? He's a traitor," Toranaga responded, "Yes, but I understand. And in fact, he is right. No one has real friends and stuff like that. You have to forget about it." So I think that until the end, Toranaga respected Yabushige for what he was doing. But I think that Yabushige understood that during all of this time he was not a good guy, and that yes, maybe he deserves to be eaten by dogs. Do you understand what I mean? That last will, we don't know what was inside that last will. Was it for Ishido? And for sure, the last conversation with Toranaga was important and so cool. With Toranaga revealing her plan, with Lady Ochiba being involved, with Ishido ready to fight, and in fact was to give up on that fight in front of everyone like that, a war without a war. At the end, for Toranaga to be ready to kill him like that, I thought that Toranaga was ready to give him that death that Yabushige wanted. Not the seppuku one, but really that epic death. Being killed by Toranaga, the big lord, ready to be a shogun, who is gonna kill him like that. But in fact, Yabushige is doing it, so no, so in fact at the end he's dying in an honorable way. And knowing the truth also, because Toranaga didn't say, "Yes, I want to be a shogun," but he said, "Why would I say the truth, the future, to a dead man?" Meaning that yes, it's gonna be the future, that's what I want. So he's not responding yes, but in fact he's responding yes. Yabushige was a cool character. I thought that we could keep him if we're gonna have a season 2. I thought that we could keep him. I was wrong about that, and on the contrary, I thought that Mariko's husband could die, and in fact we're gonna keep him, and him and the Anjin can become become friends, like he's an amazing warrior, we know about it, so maybe in fact he can be the one to teach the Anjin to fight with a sword. I'm waiting that since a long time for him to take lessons. Fuji-sama, I want to keep her. If we have a season 2, I want to keep Fuji-sama. The fact that she's finding peace, you know, that thing on the boat with the Anjin, I love it. For sure. And if she wants to be a nun, okay, but no. Can she be a nun? Someone like Fuji-sama. I'm not picturing her like that. And I would really want to keep her. We'll see. I loved also the moment with the Anjin and the priest talking about Mariko and the Portuguese priest, you know, who made that deal with Mariko for her because he loved her. The fact that, in fact, at the end there is also all of that question of the ship being involved into that deal, it's not that much of a surprise. I would have preferred for that, you know, for the Anjin to get released only because that priest respected Mariko that much, but no, again, you had something else being involved into it. That was a cool final episode. Again, for the season 1 or for the entire show if we don't have a season 2. But I really think that we're gonna have a season 2. For what I understood, when the show was out, it was really popular, everyone was talking about it, so I would be surprised if they are not producing a season 2. That was cool. Tell me what did you think about it, about this entire season and also about this final episode, the first time that you watched it. Tell me if you're sad to lose Yabushige like that. We're gonna miss him for the season 2. Like really, I think that we're gonna miss him. To have a funny character like him, a traitor, someone that you love to hate, in fact, someone who is a funny traitor like him, we're gonna miss him. Okay, I'm gonna stop this review right now. It's all for you and for me for today, so it's all for me for now. So bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Right.